Hey everybody, this video is going to explain the activities that we will do at the end of each chapter of the novel Night. So the activities are called Say, Mean, and Matter. And this is going to be what we do instead of writing letters back to home that feature quotes, so we did for All Quiet. Hadn't been in the actual classroom, we would have done something called deeper reading questions. So we're going to move past those, and we're going to look at something called Say, Mean, Matter. What we're going to do for every chapter is we're going to pick out a couple of key quotes that are really symbolic, quotes that really mean something to the author and to the overall novel itself. This is an example, and I want you to take a breath when you look at this, because this example was created by Miss McLean and me one afternoon when we were creating this activity, and we wanted to create an example for our students. And we were getting really excited because we are really into the novel Night. So take a breather and let me explain. The first part of the Say, Mean, Matter is the quote. So the say, very simply, is the quote. You're simply going to copy the quote onto the document that you were writing on. Copy it. It says verbatim. That means word for word. So copy it exactly. This is not plagiarism. This is what we would like for you to do. This is the quote. When it comes down to mean, it says paraphrase the quote in your own words. It means provide context. What was going on when this quote was said? The quote here from our example comes from the first chapter of Night. And it says, man comes closer to God through the questions he asks him. He liked to say, therein lies true dialogue. Man asks and God replies. But we don't understand his replies. We cannot understand them because they dwell in the depths of our souls and remain there until we die. The real answers, Eliezer, you will find only within yourself. That's the quote. What does this mean? What was going on? In this quote, Moshe is discussing with Ellie some of the tenets of the Jewish faith. Jewish faith is focused more on questioning and having a conversation with God rather than the faith. Moshe also explains that God answers, but we don't always understand his answers, and we must look within ourselves. Why does this matter? Here is the big one. The matter is, what is the significance of this quote? How is it going to impact other characters? How is it going to impact the speaker? How is it going to impact you as the reader? Matter. So what's the larger significance of the quote? How does it deepen our understanding of the character, of larger themes, of a conflict in the story, etc.? Is a literary device present? You can also throw in a theme that may be present. This says the Jewish religion, especially the Kabbalah, is an incredibly important and often revisited idea in Night. Ellie is introduced as a very devout young man at 13 who looks for a teacher even though his father tells him he's too young. Ellie is so desperate to unlock the secrets of Kabbalah that he even chooses as his teacher a homeless man, one of the least respected members of society. This quote also explains some of the basic differences of Judaism and Christianity, namely that Judaism focuses on questioning, while Christianity relies more on faith. Additionally, we are introduced to the idea that God and his answers reside in ourselves. It's an interesting juxtaposition, one of my favorite words that you know now, because of the evil of the Nazis also resides within us. Wiesel seems to be arguing that every person has both the divine and the malevolent inside themselves. Yes, this is heavy. Yes, this is deep. But yes, you can do it. I also read another example from the novel that we just read, from All Quiet. I pulled a quote from chapter 7 of All Quiet, and I wanted to show it to you. And the quote says, no, mother, not so very. There are always a lot of us together, so it isn't so bad. The context. What does this mean? This quote comes out of chapter 7 of All Quiet when Paul has been granted 2 weeks of leave. He's just gotten to his home and is speaking with his mother when she asks him about the conditions of the front and whether they are as bad as everyone states. Why does this matter? Here's the significance. Paul's answer perfectly sums up the only positive thing that came out of warfare, which is comradeship. He chooses to lie to his mother, whom he has not mentioned once throughout the beginning of the novel, when he sees that she's laying in bed stricken with an illness. Paul is both caring for his mother's feelings as well as his own. To this point in the novel, Paul has not openly discussed the horror that the soldiers lived through. Openly discussing it makes the horror become reality. When Paul answers, he does lie to her. However, he weaves an undeniable truth through his lie, and that truth is that they all have each other. Even standing by his ailing mother's bedside, his friends continue to give him strength. So, what I would like for you to do for each of the chapters in night is you are going to select a certain number. I will give you the number of quotes from the chapter. These are the quotes for chapter 1. Once I tell you how many you are to do, you pull the ones that you can speak to the best. For the say, you very simply write the quote. For the mean, tell me the context. What was going on inside of the quote, or rewrite it in your own words. Matter. This is where the significance is, and this is what matters the most. So for say, mean, matter, you will pick whichever ones make the most sense to you. I will give you the number for that, and then you will write this out. That is say, mean, matter. If you have any questions, reach out.